Well, when women fall pregnant, it's just it's a really beautiful window of opportunity to yarn and just to talk about anything and everything, you know. They're creating this lovely human little life in there. So I really try and talk about a healthy child, a healthy family, a healthy community, that ripple effect. And seeing all our healthy babies being born, that's a success story all the time.
For Aboriginal women, it's really important because a lot of our statistics, you know, say that we have poor antenatal care in pregnancy, we have low birth weights, we have neonatal deaths and that sort of stuff. So working with the women I've worked with and getting in and getting them seen prior to 13, 14 weeks is the best outcome for the mother and the babies.
The way I work is I don't push, I don't drag, I walk along with them. And if it takes a few sessions of chatty about this stuff, so be it, you know, as long as we can get them there.
I get called Nana, Auntie, Mum, you know, and I think because I'm older and I've had kids too, the girls like look up to you and ask for advice.
So with a young woman who's refusing antenatal care, you know, it's important. It is important that she has good understanding of what antenatal care is in great detail, but also get a good understanding of why she doesn't want antenatal care. You know, she may have reasons that she might not want to present to a clinic, and it could be from having unwanted sex or wrong skin, or you know.
So it's really important to screen for syphilis in pregnancy because it can have some really significant effects on the outcome of the pregnancy and also the ongoing health of the newborn. Congenital syphilis is a condition that can be extremely significant for a newborn and requires treatment as early as possible, but the reality is it shouldn't be happening at all. So we should be able to detect and treat syphilis in pregnancy where it occurs.
There's a woman that turned up to a community and had no antenatal care and delivered in the clinic, and that baby was so sick, so amazingly sick. So syphilis just does terrible things to baby, and it had a rash over its body, it had pneumonia, it was in distress in pregnancy, so it pooed before it was born. The nurse that delivered the baby thought that the baby was dead, and then realised that it was alive. It was acidotic, we say, which means, you know, it'd been a huge amount of distress. You wouldn't want to be responsible for missing testing bloods during pregnancy and have a baby with congenital syphilis. You'd be feeling pretty ordinary.
And that's when I found out I had 3 different sick. I had gonorrhea, syphilis and trichomoniasis. Yep, and then it ended up killing the baby.
It was about a week before I gave birth to my youngest daughter. I got a phone call from the doctor because I had some blood tests done a week before that. I got a call from the doctor and he asked me to come in. So I got my mum. My mum drove me up to the hospital, and the doctor took me into the room and said to me that I had chlamydia. I had contracted chlamydia and gonorrhea from my ex-partner. And, well, because he was my partner, I didn't use a condom because I thought I would be safe with him. But turns out I wasn't. Contracted the STIs, regretted it, but treated it, and my daughter come out healthy.
I think it's just explaining it to them about the importance of it and why we screen it. Like when I take the girls into the doctors and he fills out the paperwork and stuff like that. I explain it to them after we leave the doctor's room that it's important to have your STI screenings just to make sure baby's healthy, you're healthy, because we don't want you to get a sick baby through having an STI, you know.
I don't judge women that do refuse to have STI testing. It's completely their choice, and you know, we need their consent. I would reapproach the STI screening at their next appointment or another appointment after that, and just remind them why we do the STI screening in pregnancy. Ask her if she's had any more thoughts towards it. I'll go more along those lines. If you feel comfortable in doing so, you can talk in confidential about, you know, other cases, not mentioning names of course, but you know, and then reinforce the reason why we do them.
I think the most important thing is make it normal and say, I do this for everyone. So I say to all of my pregnant clients, all pregnant women in Australia are recommended to have this series of blood tests, and then I'll explain what the blood tests are for. So HIV, hepatitis and syphilis, and then I might go on to say, pregnant people under 30 are recommended to have a chlamydia test. Would you like to do that as well? And most people say either, no, that's fine, or that's great, thank you.
We've just found that sometimes if you screen them early in pregnancy, they may not have anything, but then when you screen them at 28 or 36 weeks, they may have picked something up through their partners or themselves, whatever they've been doing down the track. So that's why, and it's important to do that because as the babies get bigger and get ready to birth, we need to make sure that they don't have any STIs because it's quite harmful to newborn babies. Getting the partners treated sometimes can be difficult, but when I go in with a girl that's had an STI, I always ask doctor to do a script for the guy as well, so we can treat them at the same time. I've had clients where we've done the girl, say if it was a syphilis case, we treated the girl and then we'd leave the medicine in the A&E and she would tell her partner to come into the A&E and he'd have his injections there. Or I'd do it, one guy I had to do over at Ab Health, they supported me with this fella. I've been around to a house and sat down with a young couple, took their tablets there for a chlamydia case once and just made sure that they both understood that they have to both be treated. It's not a blame thing, you know, you've got to look at the safety of the baby. And sat there, they took the tablets, we talked about it, and talked about safe sex and that until the tablets kicked in and that. And yeah, so I've done sort of all that sort of stuff. To help people, I love to support people. I want to see our next generations growing healthy and strong, because they're going to be our leaders and our next elders too, you know.